Hello, Pharma Life family!
Hi,
Hey.
this is Jay.
And everybody, if you just saw Matt and Terry's YouTube video, then you're now seeing Jay, because Jay was behind the camera for that particular video. And Jay, well, first of all, Pharma Life family, Jay. Here he is, from New York City. 2.5 months.
Yeah, man.
It's been a pleasure, man. It really has.
Absolutely.
You, my friend, have been in it to win it. So let's back up a sec. Let's talk about, how did you get into alternative therapy, all of this stuff?
Yeah, man. Well, as is the case with a lot of people, just try a bunch of traditional therapies and
Sure.
those don't work, and just leads you down to the path where you have to find something that does resonate with you. And hey, after trying everything else that didn't work, I got to something that did work.
Yeah. How did you find us? How did you hear about us?
So I've been working with Dr. Morse for some time.
Ah, my buddy.
And I saw your video with Dr. Morse, and I was like,
Awesome.
wow. I mean, there's something going on here, and finally I had a bunch of awakenings this year where I was like, I really need to face my illness. And
Yeah.
I wasn't really looking at my illness as just one-dimensional anymore, because I had a lot of stress in my life, and I was working a very arduous job, and I finally came to an understanding that there's so much more to this than probably just the physical aspect.
Sure.
So I said, hey, I really need to take some time out, and what a better place than a place like this, which really just has everything accessible to you and at your disposal.
Yeah, it's the perfect place too, because you see the Dr. Morse videos, and those of you out there, in Dr. Morse land, you watch a lot of his videos, and a lot of the herbs that he prescribes you are just the dried, packaged herbs.
Yeah.
But I remember talking to him, and if you've seen our video with him, he was just like, man, he's like, if you got it fresh and raw and you're growing it, that's the best. And so basically what he teaches, we do on this farm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it happens all the time. So well done attracting that, finding us.
Yeah, man.
Man, that's awesome. So,
Can you define the diseases?
So yeah, I mean, I've had a skin condition called psoriasis, which is basically an autoimmune condition, very popular in people of my culture, Indian culture. Even about 2% of the Indian population, which you could say is like 40 million people,
it's quite a bit.
have my
Yep,
condition.
I know.
So a lot of illnesses that came with that as well. Digestive distress and a bunch of brain fog, etc.
Sure.
But everything was really stemming from what I realized to be an acidic condition, physically, and then of course created emotionally and mentally.
Absolutely. So while you're here, the very first day, I remember in the first day, usually the first 48 hours, usually I'm walking everybody, sort of initiating everyone into the farm, showing everybody around, and then I show everybody herbs and what they do, and then I'll sit down and do a health coaching, and for me, right, it's not just about, oh, I'm gonna come here and do some juices and have some herbs. For me, I like to get into the mind for most, especially people that are here for a long period of time, because the mind, emotional body creates all of this stuff, right? And so I'm done talking, right? And then we go up to you, you're like, hey man, I need to talk to you, and we're having the conversation, and how'd that go?
Yeah, well, it was it's so interesting because before I got here, I really manifested you, Brian, as an older brother, and I was like,
Cool.
I just know that this guy,
Your bald brother.
he's been, why not? Maybe I'll join you one day.
Yeah, cool, man.
And I just knew you had it, and I could see this aura from you, and I was like, I really want to take this guy as my guru in a lot of ways. He's done it. Hearing your story, it was just so marvelous for me, and yeah, it was amazing the kind of conversation we had, because you just, I was wavering, and I was like, no, like I don't know if I can do this. Like,
Yep.
I kind of there were thoughts in my head like, oh, I should just go home to my mother, and just kind of
Yep.
keep spinning my wheels again. And,
Yep.
And you were like, hey man, like you can do whatever you want, it's your choice, but like, and I'm not gonna be attached to your suffering, because I can't. All I can say is that, like, I'm gonna tell you point blank that you have to have the discipline to do this. And
Yep.
I think that was something that was so amazing for me, because I just saw that awakening right away, and I was like, hey, you know what? This guy did it, he knows it, I'm gonna do it too, and we're gonna make it happen.
And you really did, man. I mean, gosh, I mean, you basically.
Jay here is the papaya commander.
Yeah. I mean, papayas.
Yes.
I mean, and basically
I
people.
challenge anybody to a duel with Jay.
Oh,
on
yeah.
papaya.
I mean, people that have you had some digestive discomforts, right? And so generally people are on bananas, papayas. Those are very soft on the system. That's pretty much what you ate. That and coconut water.
That's right.
For the better part of 2 months, right?
That's right.
And what was amazing is your psoriasis from day one. And a lot of times, right? Like I'm not all about the business and the money aspects of this, right? And so immediately, right when you walk off the cab, I'm not gonna, hey, can we do it before? And then like for me, but now I always do this. I'm like, God, we should have taken pictures.
Yeah.
But I never like doing that, and I think that's most important, right? Because like I don't know, it's just not about the business end of it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm glad we're doing this, and I know it's going to inspire a lot of people. And you are literally 80%, right?
Yeah.
75-80%
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's from the skin part alone, just 2.5 months after having this condition for 8 years, after having gone through allopathy, several drugs,
Wow.
Accutane, creams, you name it, man. And
Wow.
so,
Accutane.
yeah.
Woo! That's a strong one.
Yeah.
My sister was on that.
That one sent me over the roof. I mean, I would say
Yeah.
my psoriasis, augmented significantly after having that drug. So yeah,
Wow.
that being still in me before this entire cleanse and this entire experience.
Having to detox the liver, of that, because Accutane really can block up the liver.
That's right. Man.
Right. And you did amazing, and you have all these guests came in and out and in and out and had all these success stories, and you are, man, you amazing.
Thanks,
Success
man.
story with psoriasis. You've had this now for how long?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
So you've battled this for 8 years, and in 2 months,
Yeah.
you've come here and you've knocked it down 80%.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you're empowered, right?
That's
You know now to go back, even though it's New York City,
Yeah, man.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You're empowered to go back because all of this is everywhere. It's all over.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to do it. You know how to plug it in.
That's right, man. Yeah, and I think the most beautiful part of this experience is really understanding, like I said, the multi-dimensional aspect of healing.
Yeah.
I've come to, through the radical forgiveness approach, through the various other techniques with the energy work that we have on the farm.
Right.
Of course, the diet helps. Just really understanding that energy is either light or dense. And when you can see
There you
things
go.
in those two patterns and really experience that, through meditation, through the diet, of course, through the waterfalls and the lovely experiences here that you have to just immerse in
Sure.
what is fully still around you.
Yeah.
And then you really come to understand that presence and stillness is where healing and being happens. And when you just act in accordance with alignment and your fundamental way, everything happens the way it should be. And that's a beautiful thing that we have available here on the farm. And of course, by virtue of the gurus that have bestowed this all upon us, Jody and Brian, which have, really made this a place for all to come.
That's awesome, Jay. And you did a coconut water fast.
I did.
And I'd like to touch on that because we've never really done. I mean, we have coconuts here, and everybody can have coconut water.
That's an oddity. We've never had a guest
It is
ask
an
for it
oddity.
before.
It is an oddity because we've done a lot of. We can do. You guys have seen the video with Trilby. We can do 21-day water fasts. Here, maximum 21-day water fast or a 7-day fast. But yeah, some people will come and they'll go either water fast or just eat the fruits and vegetables. But while you were here, you decided, what the heck, I'll try a coconut water fast. We had a discussion about it, and I'm like, you could do that because it's more of a digestive rest, right? It doesn't put you in ketosis. Talk to us about that.
That was something that I kind of just called to me. I was so far on the fruit diet that
Yeah.
I said, I don't really want to go on a water diet, on a water fast right now because I don't know. I
A
just
little too extreme on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
and I was enjoying the fruits and I felt that they were doing their work, but
Sure.
at the same time I could feel that there was still a bit of fermentation going on in my gut, maybe weak adrenals or something going on there. So I was like, hey, let's just take some time out, let's rest, let's still get the fructose in.
Nice.
But, and then I was also reading a little bit about people having some emotions come up, and I just felt like I wasn't quite there yet, intuitively. So,
Sure.
hey, it all worked out, man.
Yeah. And the coconut water popped some stuff out, right?
It did.
Emotional came out. A lot of stuff was coming out. You said you were releasing some black stuff,
Tears,
right?
man, mucoid plaque, you
Yep.
name it, old backed up stuff, and then of course we were able to go 10 days.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Which was super, and it just came to me that on the 10th day, I was so much cleaner, and back to the food I went, and hey, you know, my digestive power is immense now, man.
That's awesome. And I remember during this, you were like, man, I've talked to my father. I've forgiven him for a lot of stuff. I mean, you let so much stuff go. You've done so much meditating, so much work, like you were talking about, in the stillness and in the present moment. Everything is perfect, therefore allowing space for everything to heal.
That's right, man.
Right?
Yeah.
That's
the beautiful
awesome.
thing is that I just have all these things that I've had in my life that I thought probably were causing me all this trouble, which I knew it was just me who was causing this trouble in my
Yeah.
head for myself. And you know, when
That's
you come to that realization, man, you manifest everything that you want in life, and it just comes to you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you're going back to New York City. I know you've talked about a lot of things you want to manifest.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
That's right. You know, so I was in business before this and working out in Africa with my dad. That was an amazing experience, and you know, still is something that I'm considering. But definitely, I want to use what I've learned here in terms of healing to help guide others.
That's awesome.
You know, and my idea is really to try and steer them in the right direction, whether it's a diet plan, whether it's who to work with on energy work,
Sure.
you know, what kind of crystals can help you out as well.
That's amazing.
You know, and then of course I want to combine that consulting practice with some transformative corporate kind of consulting
Like
practice.
heart-based businesses,
That's
you know?
right, man. Yeah,
Yep.
just increase the vibration of businesses, the consciousness, and you know, increase the impact around the world.
I call it the one buffalo approach. You know, the Indians took one buffalo, and then the white man took a million buffalo, right? Yeah, that's the one buffalo. This business, the farm of life, we take one buffalo. We take as much as we need, and then we give the rest,
Yeah.
right? And you're going to be doing that. That's fantastic.
That's it, man. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward, and I really feel thoroughly a new person, or rather, I would say, just myself, the self that I didn't know I was. And yeah, it's amazing. I can't thank you enough. I have so much gratitude for you and Jody, and I know you're going to keep doing wonders for
Oh, yeah,
other
man.
people, for sure.
We'll keep it up.
Yeah,
I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.
Oh.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Love
Thanks,
Jay.
Jody. Love you too.
See you, Farmer Life.